Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Mark, right?
Yeah, and you're...
Abby.
Abby, right. I'm sorry, I'm not too great with names.
It's okay. I met like 1,000 people at that orientation thing last night.
I know, it was a little crazy in there, but don't worry about it. People in this department are pretty good about introducing themselves.
Everybody seems really nice so far.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, who is your TA appointment with again?
Oh, Professor Blakely.
Get out of here. That's who I'm assisting this year.
Really?
Yeah, in fact, I was just meeting with her. This is her office.
Oh no, I've been out here shouting.
Calm down, take it easy. She's fine. Likes to use big words and makes nerdy jokes, but basically fine.
Okay, well I should go in. It was great running into you, Mark.
Yes, Abby?
Yes.
All right, I'll see you in class.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Professor Blakely?
If that's what it says on the door.
Oh, I can come back if now's not a good time.
Oh, no, please, come on in, have a seat.
Thank you. May I say what an honor it is to finally meet you?
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm not normally this forward, but I have read so much about you in your books. I mean, I've read those too, of course.
Oh, well, of course, and it's a pleasure to meet you, Ms.
Saunders, Abigail Saunders. We have an appointment. Well, at least I thought we had an appointment.
Oh, you're one of my new TAs. Oh, I just could not figure out what you were doing here.
I'm sorry, I should have introduced myself.
No, you're absolutely right. We have an appointment right now, and it really is a pleasure to meet you, Ms.
Saunders.
Saunders, right? And, well, you already know who I am, so let's just get down to some logistics, shall we?
Great.
Which is just one of the many theories. We are going to cover some more of those theories next time, but before then, please carefully read your syllabus and then very carefully consider with all of your many responsibilities whether or not this class really is a tenable endeavor. In other words, this class is a lot of work. If you're just not up to it this semester, then I suggest dropping the class now and saving me the trouble of failing you later. Until next time, then.
Nothing like some grace and honesty on the first day of class.
Well, I guess better that than having them, flounder later on.
You know, I think these students are more interested in figuring out which bars will serve than actually closely reading that syllabus. Hey. Oh, hi there. Can we help you with something?
Yeah, you're like one of the teachers, right?
Yes, I am. Well, actually, we're both TAs. I'm Mark Matone, and this is Abby Saunders.
Okay, I think I'm in your section.
Thursdays at 10:55?
Yeah, my name is Robert Kozlinski.
Yes, I remember reading your name.
I'm supposed to talk to my teacher at the beginning of the semester.
Great. About what?
I have ADHD, and I take medication, so it's pretty much under control, but I'm just supposed to tell you guys in case anything comes up, I guess, you know.
Well, great. Great that you're telling me. Are there any procedures or special steps that I should follow?
I mean, I'm a freshman, so I'm not really...
Me too. It's my first year here, so we'll figure it out together.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Careful.
What?
I've had students try to take advantage of me in the past and stuff like that.
He seems fine.
Yeah, they all seem like angels until something doesn't go their way.
So young to be so jaded.
You'll see.
Excuse me, Professor Blakely.
Yes.
I was wondering if I could have a quick word with you about a student.
Oh, Miss Sanders, come on in, have a seat.
Saunders. It's
Oh,
Saunders.
I'm sorry.
You know what?
Saunders.
Most people just call me
No,
Abby. so
you're right.
you can call me
Miss
that.
Saunders, what can I do for you?
One of the students notified me after lecture on Tuesday that he has ADHD.
Oh, it's not contagious, is it?
No, it stands for attention deficit hyperactivity.
I know what it stands for.
That was strange.
I was just kidding. You are gonna have to excuse my insensitivity. It just seems like every other student that comes to my doorway these days has some other dire diagnosis about why they can't fully participate in my class.
from what I understand, there has been a real increase in the number of cases.
Oh, yes, there absolutely has.
Well, is there a set protocol for dealing with a student like this?
You know, I know that student services has some sort of process in place, but honestly, I really feel like it's up to them to figure it out. I believe one of the chief benefits of higher education is to allow young people a time and a place to consider their unique place in the world, to ask themselves the truly big questions. What is my role here in the universe? Will I hinder or contribute to world civilization? What does my iPod playlist say about who I am as an individual?
Okay, so there's nothing special I need to do for Robert?
I don't think so. Just keep an eye on him and let me know if he falls too far behind.
I will do that.
All right, thanks for stopping by, Miss Saunders.
Thank you, Professor.
Excuse me, are you trying to make me look bad?
What?
Here I am, the experienced TA, and you always get in the class before me?
No, I'm just really anxious about being late to class, so I take
Seriously?
some...
Take it easy. I'm just giving you a hard time.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
As long as I'm here before Blake,
Right. What do you think of Professor Blakely?
I am desperately in love with her.
Really?
No. Why? Are you?
No. No, I mean, I really respect her.
Yeah, you know, she's a pretty sharp type.
Well, it's just that I went to talk to her about something and she kind of dismissed it.
Well, what was it about?
About that guy Robert who came up to us after the first lecture.
Yeah, see, Blakely can be a little unsympathetic about stuff like that.
Stuff like what?
Blakely, she's just kind of old school is all.
I get it. It's just that,
What?
okay, Mark, I don't want a lot of people to know this, but I'm slightly dyslexic. It's not a big deal. It just means I have to think about left and right, and sometimes I invert letters. And if I didn't tell you, you would know, or even be able to tell.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a big deal.
See, it's not. But I spend a lot of time feeling dumb and stupid and ashamed and not wanting people to know. And then this guy Robert, he just comes out and announces it like it's no big thing, and I don't even know him, but I thought that was so cool.
I get it.
The transition to college was tough for me, and I'd like to make this experience better for him.
Which is totally understandable, but
But
can't
you know
make
what?
it.
Blakely just blew it off. She told another one of her stupid jokes.
Well, I don't know. Blakely is young for a professor. Maybe it's not a big deal to her. Or maybe she thinks she has to be a hard ass to get respect around here.
Hard ass. Where does that phrase come from? like, do really strict people have like physically hard asses?
Oh, good morning, Professor Blakely.
Oh, good morning.
Excuse me, Professor?
Yes, Miss Saunders. Come on in, have a seat.
I wanted to have a word with you about Robert Cosman's. Robert has ADHD. We talked about him at the beginning of the semester.
There really are so many of them.
I suppose. I was wondering if there was anything we could do about his midterm.
Well, what about it?
Well, I'm concerned about the essay format. People with his condition struggle with prolonged focus, so I thought I could.
Yeah, it's always something, isn't it?
I'm sorry?
Well, there's always some new excuse or some new reason why people need special accommodations.
I suppose, but Robert is really trying. His response papers have improved.
Well, outstanding. Then I'm sure he will, if he continues to exert sufficient effort, he will receive a grade commensurate with his achievement.
Well, I was reading on the internet about his condition, and they describe some of the accommodations.
Miss Saunders, you care about your students, and that is wonderful, but you can't fight their battles for them or take their tests.
I know. He's a freshman. I'm worried if he does poorly, he could get discouraged and just disengage from the course altogether.
Well, he has managed to procure admittance to this school, not to mention live his entire life without your help up until this point. So let's just see how he does for a little while longer. Okay?
All right, whatever you think is
Yeah,
best.
he'll be fine, Miss Saunders.
Thank you, Professor. rest of this chapter and the next read for class on Tuesday. And if you got less than a B on the midterm, please come and see me during my office hours this week. There is plenty of time to bring up your grade, but you need to be proactive about it now. Have a great weekend.
I have another class during your office hours, actually.
You know I have a little time right now.
Okay. I know I didn't do so hot on the midterm. I studied and everything, but it ran out of time.
Do you think it could have had anything to do with what we talked about at the beginning of the semester?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, if it is, then there are some things we can do. I can talk to the professor.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, I'll let you know when I find out.
Okay, thanks.
Have a good weekend.
And my point is if we are to provide a makeup exam for every single student that didn't like the grade they received, that is all I would ever do.
But Robert has a recognized condition that would give him...
Miss Saunders, when we first met, you said that it was an honor. Why?
Because it was. I've read your books, I've seen you speak at a conference, and I admire your work.
My work, exactly. You admire what I have accomplished through hard work. I haven't gotten to where I am today because my work was simply good enough. My books haven't been published because somebody felt sorry for me.
Of course
It
not.
is our job to instill in these students a sense of what it truly, rigorously means to apply themselves to a task.
And succeed.
Well, perhaps if they exert sufficient effort.
But isn't part of what we're doing here giving them the tools to do well?
I have neither the time nor the inclination to teach them how to study.
But if they're not learning, are we doing our jobs as teachers?
I am here because I'm considered an expert in my field. If they want to share my knowledge, all the better. However, I cannot customize my pedagogy for each and every one of their little works.
I understand that. But certainly there are special circumstances that must be taken into consideration.
Well, of course, if the student was blind, it would be one thing. If the student was deaf, it would be something else. But, you know, the line has to be drawn somewhere.
Well, why do you get to choose where that line is drawn?
Because it's my class. When it's your class, you can do away with the grades. You can do whatever you want.
That's not what I'm saying.
Look, if we were to make an exception for this student, what lesson would that teach?
What lesson?
A false one. The world is not going to bend itself simply because he wants it to. It is a hard-won lesson that I have learned, but we do them no favors by lowering the bar.
I understand.
Was there anything else, Miss Saunders?
No, that's all. Thank you, Professor.
Abby, it will benefit him in the long run.
Hey, a couple of us are gonna go down and get some coffee at Benny's. You interested?
No, I have all these response papers to grade. I need to finish them.
You do know when I say coffee, I mean beer, right?
Yeah, I know.
Come on. You know they say that you should actually break up your grade to avoid becoming as jaded as I am. So quit that grade and let's go get drunk.
Okay, I'll finish this section and then I'll meet you down there for one.
Cool. See you soon.
See ya. Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Robert totally bombed his midterm.
Robert.
That guy who came up to us after the first lecture.
Oh yeah, right. That kid.
I knew he needed an accommodation of some sort.
Well, maybe he just didn't study. You know, I pulled like a 2.5 my first semester freshman year. What was the grade looking like before the test?
Not great, but I really think the transition to this learning environment can be challenging for someone like him.
But you know, he has another semester to pull up the grade.
Well, yeah, but there are already policies in place for ADHD. I just don't understand why he has to work extra hard.
Well, I mean, it really isn't fair.
No,
but
it's not fair. He shouldn't be treated like a pariah because he stands up for himself. There are very good reasons these regulations are in place, even if someone as accomplished as Blakely doesn't find them relevant.
All right, I see your point, but I just don't see what you can do about it. I mean, are you seriously thinking about going over Blakely's head to the chair of the department? Are you willing to risk your TA appointment over this?
Come on.
What about your spot in the program?
Seriously think she'd kick me out over something like this?
Even if Blakely didn't do anything directly, she can make things very uncomfortable for you. Trust me, you don't want to get involved with departmental politics.
I don't know.
All I'm saying Is this better to have like on your side?
I just need to talk. You know what? I have a paper due Monday, and I'm just going to think about it after that.
That's right. Give us some time, okay? I'll see you later, all right?
Mark?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good.